welcome all. So yes, we'll be talking about as to why you should not be taking your house or any sort of property near the cremation grounds or the graveyards. Yes, this is something that in today's time we are supposed to know in a very clear way, in a very transparent way, in a very scientific way, in a logical way, that we are not talking about Vastu Shastra here. Of course, the directions and the negative energies and things associated with Vastu are also there. But today we are talking about things in a supernatural way. We are talking about things that how things can be around you. The negative energies in a supernatural way can be around you. If you have taken any sort of property, especially if you have a house or a land near the cremation grounds or the graveyards. So see, many of you have asked this question that why we can't take any property when we are getting that property in a very economical rate. So first of all, you need to understand and ask yourself that why that person is selling that property for such less pricing. Of course, because it's near the cremation ground, and even the land holder or the owner of the land is aware of the fact that he won't get buyers that easily, and maybe he was not aware of this purchase that he did himself, and maybe once he purchased that land, things started happening with him in a very negative way in his house or in his life overall. You never know, and of course that person won't tell you, otherwise how will he sell that land or property or that house? Okay, so the reason why he's selling that to you with less pricing is because he is facing some nonsense in his life, and now he wants to shift that nonsense or finish that nonsense by selling that property to anyone who is looking for I would say a greedy option. Why? Because if something is really less than the market rate, there has to be a reason behind it. Either maybe the person is looking for an urgent money, or there is some other story. And today we are talking about that other story aspect. We are not talking about a financial crunch here. We are talking about other story which is hidden, which is mysterious. So cremation grounds, when you have a house near cremation ground, what happens? See, first of all of us know that in the cremation grounds we are burning the dead bodies, right? In the Hindu culture, we are burning the dead bodies, and of course there are several other rituals attached with it and logics attached with it. We are not talking about that. We are just talking about very specifically burning the burning the bodies in the cremation. So when you burn the bodies, it will turn into ashes in the end, of course. Now what's happening is that whenever somebody goes near the cremation grounds, or even passes by the cremation ground, or even if he's not passing by the cremation ground, even if that person is in his or her house, there are some molecules, there are some ingredients which are coming towards you, towards your house or towards your property in its own. Okay, how? Very easy. For example, if there is a breeze which is blowing, okay, the ashes or very small molecules. Now, I'm not saying you will collect a lot of ashes or something, but even when a breeze is blowing, that has molecules in that particular motion, in that environment around it. That's why they say, right? You give an example that it really depends on where you're staying, the oxygen level, the environment, because that atmosphere is created towards that venue, wherever you're staying for that matter. That's why people recommend go and stay in the mountains. Why? Because the environment and the oxygen level and the air quality is very nice, isn't it? But now, for example, if you're staying near the cremation ground, the ashes can come towards you. You will not even realize, because you will not even feel. Maybe it is, maybe even if the ash is not coming, the kind of aura that cremation will have will be under the effect that it has to be passed on to people around it. It will have that kind of aura which will spread itself towards other people or other places which are near to it. And once that happens, you are basically attracting that energy towards you. Why? Because it's a whole family that's staying in your house, or maybe you're staying alone for that matter. That doesn't matter. But then there are evil things, there are supernatural things which are looking for these kind of spaces, and they will be completely attracted towards any family. So it is not necessary that somebody has done black magic on you, only then you will face some issue. Maybe because of your own fault, or maybe you're not aware of this fact that near the cremation grounds or graveyards you should not be taking a house. What is the reason behind it? That it can actually spoil your life. Now what are the symptoms? See, the biggest symptom is your health issue, major health issue. You will start having health issues, some diseases which are just not diagnosed. You will start going to the hospitals, giving medical bills all of a sudden. You may also experience some kind of mysterious or weird things which have started happening in your house. Maybe like unnecessarily fights are happening, or unnecessary arguments, or financial losses for that matter, money losses in a major way, or your business will start collapsing. There can be several things, but of course it is not that it will be same for everybody. But yes, somewhere near to these symptoms that I'm talking about. Okay, so basically a house near the cremation ground can actually destroy your life and your hard-earned money and all the efforts that you have made in your life, maybe in a form of a relationship, or maybe in the stream of your growth aspects, anything for that matter. Okay, so never take houses or any sort of commercial property also near the cremation grounds. It can be highly dangerous because of the supernatural environment around it, and because of the molecules which are not suitable at all for normal people who are alive. Okay, people who are into the tantra sadhanas, who are into the occult sciences, they know their protection levels, how to go and do the sadhanas in the shamshans. People who are actually learning all these things, but that also not for any wrong mediums, that also for their own sadhana levels and learning aspects. So let's not go into that zone. That's a different zone altogether. We will talk about that sometime later, maybe in some other video. But for now, do not take any house near cremation grounds or the graveyards for that matter, because the environment and the molecules will come towards you, which will be highly negative. Okay, so that's about it. I'll see you next week. Till then, goodbye and Jai Mahakali.